She took a job cooking for cowboys on a ranch, not knowing one of them secretly owned the land they stood on. In the wide silence of the Wyoming Territory, October 1879, a young woman named Clara Dawson stepped off a dusty stagecoach and walked toward the worn gates of Dusty Creek Ranch. The cold wind bit through her thin coat, but she carried herself with quiet strength. She had taken a job cooking for cowboys, believing it was nothing more than hard work and long days, a way to survive in a land that showed no mercy. Every meal she cooked would keep men riding, branding, and fighting to hold on to their piece of the frontier. Yet Clara did not know the ranch carried secrets, buried deeper than the cattle trails that stretched beyond the horizon. Among the riders was one man who seemed different, quiet in his ways, carrying eyes that spoke of untold truths. She thought he was just another cowboy, but the land itself told a different story. Before the first light of dawn broke across the Wyoming sky, Clara Dawson was already awake, her hands moving quickly as she stoked the fire in the ranch kitchen, the crackle of burning wood the only sound in the chill of the morning. The smell of rising biscuits, frying bacon, and boiling coffee filled the air, chasing away the cold for the men who would soon shuffle in with dust on their boots and weariness in their eyes. The cowboys were rough and loud, their laughter echoing against the wooden beams as they filled their plates and slapped the table with calloused hands. Yet Clara kept her head down, moving with practiced rhythm, ladling stew, sliding bread, and pouring mugs without complaint. She had learned to survive in silence, but her sharp eyes noticed details others missed. At the far end of the long wooden table, apart from the rest, sat Ethan, tall and broad-shouldered, his hat tilted low, his voice rarely rising above a few quiet words. He never joined in the rowdy stories, never pushed past others to grab a second helping, and never looked at Clara in the way some of the others did with grins that lingered too long. Instead, when his eyes did meet hers, they carried something different, a quiet respect, as if he saw her not just as the woman who kept them fed, but as a person who had endured more than she let on. Each morning, while the others teased and joked, Ethan remained still, his fork moving slowly, his gaze fixed on nothing, lost in thoughts Clara could not reach. She wondered what kind of man could ride the endless plains all day, sleep under the stars, and still carry such a heavy silence within him. Sometimes she caught him studying the horizon after supper, as if waiting for something that never came, and she felt a pull she could not explain. She had grown used to cowboys, men who boasted of their cattle drives, who bragged of poker winnings, who wore their tempers like spurs at their sides. But Ethan did not fit among them, even though he wore the same dust-stained boots and the same trail-worn clothes. At night, when the men's laughter faded and the ranch grew still, Clara lay in her small room beside the kitchen and thought of the way his eyes had lingered, not with hunger, but with quiet weight. She tried to remind herself it was foolish to wonder that men like him kept secrets carved deep into their bones, secrets a woman like her had no business uncovering. Yet the feeling gnawed at her, a whisper at the edge of her thoughts, telling her that Ethan was not who he appeared to be. And though she tried to bury that thought beneath the exhaustion of her days, each morning when she saw him seated apart from the rest, calm in his silence, she knew her instincts were right, and that the land itself seemed to bend beneath a truth waiting to be revealed. One evening, as the orange glow of sunset stretched long shadows across Dusty Creek Ranch, Clara carried a basket of bread through the barn when hushed voices reached her ears, sharp with tension, words slicing the quiet air like knives. She paused behind the wooden beams, her hands tightening around the wicker handle as she listened to the ranch foreman argue with two men dressed not for work but for business, their polished boots and pressed coats out of place in the dust. They spoke of deeds and signatures, of buyers waiting in town, of the ranch being sold piece by piece to strangers who cared nothing for cattle or the men who lived off the land. The foreman's tone carried fear, his voice breaking under the weight of debts he could not hide. Yet the speculators pressed harder, warning that time was running out. Clara's stomach knotted as she realized this place, which had become her fragile refuge, was slipping away. She left quietly, heart pounding, but at supper she noticed Ethan, sitting in his usual place at the far end of the table, calm as the windless sky, untouched by the storm that brewed around them. The others muttered and cursed, their plates forgotten, but he ate in silence, eyes steady as though he already knew the outcome of a game no one else had even seen. His stillness unsettled her more than the threat she had overheard, because there was no trace of worry in his face, only a quiet certainty that seemed both dangerous and unshakable. She caught herself staring, wondering how a simple cowboy, who spoke so little and asked for even less, could carry himself with such unspoken authority. That night, lying in her narrow bed, Clara replayed the voices in the barn, the desperate edge in the foreman's pleas, and the polished confidence of the strangers. But always her thoughts returned to Ethan, to to the way his eyes had flickered with something unspoken when the others argued. She began to feel as if the land itself answered to him, as if the soil beneath the ranch house and the hills beyond the creek recognized his presence in a way no ordinary rider could command. Fear and curiosity battled within her, for she knew secrets could break a woman in the West faster than hunger or cold, yet she could not turn away from the mystery that shadowed his every step. Each day the tension grew heavier, whispers circling among the men, doubts spreading like fire through dry grass, but still Ethan remained unmoved, his silence holding weight no words could match. Clara felt the pull stronger with each passing hour, an invisible thread binding her to a truth she did not yet understand, a truth she sensed would change not only the fate of the ranch, but the course of her own life. The night was heavy with silence when the sound of hooves shattered the stillness. A dozen riders storming into Dusty Creek Ranch with lanterns swinging and voices raised in threats that cut through the dark like blades. Clara froze in the doorway of the kitchen, clutching the frame as she watched the cowboys gather, confusion and fear written across their faces, while the foreman's voice cracked as he tried to reason with the men who had come to take what they claimed was theirs. The intruders demanded the land, shouting about debts and contracts, their laughter cruel as they promised to drive everyone off before dawn. Clara's heart pounded so loud she could hardly hear. But then, in the middle of the chaos, Ethan rose slowly from his seat by the fire, the flicker of the flames painting his face with a calm that silenced the room. He stepped forward with the steady grace of a man who had no fear, his boots striking the floor with a weight that seemed to shake the air itself, and for the first time, Clara saw not the quiet cowboy she had cooked for, but a figure who commanded respect without a single word. The riders mocked him, calling him nothing more than a hired hand, but his voice cut through their laughter, steady and sure, as he declared that Dusty Creek Ranch was his by blood and by law, that every acre they stood upon had belonged to him long before their schemes began. The men fell silent, disbelief flickering in their eyes, but Ethan did not flinch. He revealed that he had worked shoulder to shoulder with his crew, not out of necessity, but to see who among them could be trusted when the land was tested. Gasps spread through the room, cowboys exchanging glances as the weight of his words settled over them, and Clara's breath caught in her chest as the truth struck her with the force of a hammer. She had spent her days serving bread and stew to a man who owned not just the house they sat in, but the vast stretch of earth beneath their boots, a man who had hidden his power beneath dust and silence. She stared at him, her pulse quickening, torn between awe and disbelief, realizing that every moment of quiet strength, every unspoken glance, had carried the weight of secrets now laid bare. The troublemakers shifted uneasily, their bravado faltering as the men of the ranch stood taller, loyalty hardening in their eyes, now that they knew who truly led them. Clara felt the world tilt beneath her feet, her simple job no longer just a means of survival but a thread tied to something far greater than she had ever imagined. Ethan's gaze met hers across the room, steady and unyielding, and in that moment she understood the land had chosen its master long before the night of fire and threats, and that master had been sitting quietly at her table all along. As the last of the riders vanished into the night and silence settled heavy over Dusty Creek Ranch, Clara stood rooted to the floor, her heart trembling as Ethan turned toward her, his steady eyes softening in a way she had never seen before. And with quiet strength he thanked her for her courage, for the meals that gave weary men the will to rise, and for the kindness she had offered even when she carried her own burdens in silence. His words wrapped around her like the warmth of a fire against the cold Wyoming wind, and in that moment she realized her place at the ranch had never been about wages or survival alone. It had been about belonging, about finding purpose in the heart she had touched and in the man whose secret had bound them together. As winter's first snow drifted across the valley, Dusty Creek was no longer just a ranch, but a home where two souls forever changed stood side by side, their story etched into the land they would never again face alone.